Good afternoon, Scorpio. Welcome to my channel, Spirit Nine Incorporated. It is a pleasure to have you join me this afternoon. I am recording on the 15th of June, and Scorpio, this forecast is for June 2022. Apologize profoundly for being out of the loop here. I had a very busy May into June, and I thank you for your patience. I am back. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank each of you that like and subscribe to my channel. It does help my videos to circulate and very much appreciate the engagement. For those Scorpios that are new joining my channel, Spirit Nine Incorporated welcomes you. So Scorpio, this forecast is again for June 2022. We just had a beautiful full moon, super strawberry moon in Sagittarius yesterday on the 14th of June, 2022. And that full moon actually is a opportunity in reminding all of us to engage in our higher spiritual selves, which allows for a tremendous amount of opportunity for growth, expansion, which Jupiter is known to be as the benefic planet that it is. It's a very healing full moon and providing us a lot of energy to hopefully move forward in the arenas of our lives that we wish to not only develop, but to have a positive, long-lasting stand with. So this being said, I just want to take a moment to reflect back to that new moon in Gemini that we had on the 30th of May, which is still very much active in its energies at this time here in the middle of June. Full moons and new moon energies typically play out for a period of 6 weeks, unless of course they are eclipsed energies, in which case they can play out for 6 months. And of course, Scorpio, we just had a total solar eclipse in your sign in the middle of May. So we have a lot of energies going on, and so let's delve into this forecast for you. Really quickly, that new moon in Gemini on the 30th of May fell in your 8th house. The 8th house has to do with the house of deep reflection and self-analysis. It also has to do with taxes and finances and resources and bonding. And it is really a house that asks us to delve into our deepest self, to heal that which requires healing, to allow us to move forward in a positive fashion. It can be an uncomfortable arena to delve into, but ultimately is necessary, because that which is rooted deep within us that hasn't served us needs to be confronted. It needs to be healed by releasing it. And once we release it, we are able to move forward in a lighter and healthier fashion. So it's a reminder to release any control, because Scorpios, we all know that Scorpios love to be in control of every facet of the arenas of life, and that's just not realistic, because life happens. And when Uranus is involved, which is the planet of the universe, if we don't release that control, Uranus comes in and ultimately shatters that part of our life that is no longer to be there. It's a disruptive energy, but it's ultimately, when it's looked at spiritually, as it is the ruling planet of the universe. Spiritually, the universe always knows what's for our highest and best good, even though we may not know that. So there is a reminder here with this transit to release and to let go, and to trust that the universe is guiding you forward in a positive fashion, which requires a leap of faith. Not always easy to do, but certainly this energy is asking, particularly of you, Scorpio, at this time to do this. Now, Mercury, the planet of communication, has been retrograde. It has since moved forward as of the 3rd of June, but some of the energies in its shadow period of the of its post self are still quite, prevalent. And this Mercury retrograde is in an area that of the eighth house here that is also perhaps helping some of you iron out some differences within your relationships, be they, platonic and or relational insofar as, marital or even business is concerned. Mars, your ruling modern planet, has been transiting your sixth house, Scorpio. The sixth house has to do with balance. It has to do with your day-to-day work, your day-to-day well-being, your health and well-being. And there has been, a drive within yourself of feeling the need to not only clean your inner environment, but perhaps your outer as well. There has been a lot of work that you've been, doing toward perhaps creating a new endeavor for yourself. I suspect for some of you, this may be work-oriented. Allow the energy of Mars to drive you forward in a positive fashion is the suggestion here. And that connecting with your, eighth house through time of meditative, or time of prayer will help you to ease any agitation or frustrations that perhaps some of you Scorpios have been feeling with respect to creating a new endeavor for yourself. Use the energy of Mars, which is a very action-driven oriented energy. Use it wisely for growth and not for war, because certainly Mars is the planet of war and it's lower octave and can be extremely disruptive when it's not understood, from a higher realm. So the suggestion here is to use that energy wisely. Saturn has also been transiting your fourth house. Saturn is your traditional ruler. Saturn is your ruler insofar as your fourth home is concerned, Scorpio, and the fourth home has to do with family and or your foundational arena. There has been perhaps a feeling of some restriction within this area, and perhaps for some of you a breaking away, from the tradition. Saturn is very much associated with tradition and doesn't like change. And for some of you Scorpios, there's been a need to break away from tradition because you have felt a restriction within that tradition. So that may be playing out for some of you, not for all of you, but that is the energy that is highlighted during this time. So with this full moon in Sagittarius that we just had yesterday on the 14th, Scorpio, allow those energies to be extremely uplifting and healing. Jupiter is the benefic planet of the universe. It's one of abundance. It can create an enormous amount of expansion in anything that it touches because it is the largest gas planet that rules the solar system. And allow the positive energies of Jupiter, which is also known to be a highly spiritual planet, to help you move forward in the healthy ways of which you wish to do so, Scorpio. And that is going to also require the need to let go, to release the control. And it is a suggestion. Certainly we have free will, but in order to receive the blessings of the benefic energies of Jupiter and all that it wishes to bless our lives with, we need to let go of what is circulating in our mind of that which we feel we need to control, which has to do with everything in our life. So it's not always an easy task, but it is an energy that is being requested of you at this time, and ultimately will be for your highest and best self, as well as for those who you share your life with. So really positive energies. I just like to delve now for the balance of this forecast, Scorpio, by looking at some of the recent, current, and forthcoming energies for the month of June 2022. Thank you again to all of you Scorpios that engage with Spirit Unincorporated and like and subscribe to my channel. It is genuinely appreciated and does help the videos to circulate. So thank you so very much for that. And this being said, let's take a look at some of the energies, Scorpio, that you have been navigating through since the last part of May into the first half of June. And we'll get some clarification through the Cat Tarot, and we'll close out with one card from the Enchanted Map Oracle deck. Again, this is for Scorpio for June 2022. All right, Scorpio, let's take a look at your most recent, current, and forthcoming energies. In your most recent past energies, there we are. We have the cat spirit, Scorpio, claiming your independence. Look at you. What a beautiful kitty you are. A ginger kitty with wings to soar with, as the eagle does soar. And the numerical number of 13, which has to do with the foundational arena, which we just spoke of in the aforementioned part of this forecast, astrologically speaking. The 13 reduces to the number 4, and the 4 has to do with foundation, home, family, deepest inner psychological foundation, a need for independence, really striving for that. That's the energy I'm picking up on this oracle in the upright. It's positive. It's supportive, and it's forward moving. Beautiful energy, Scorpio. Current energies, we have the coyote spirit. Beautiful. Number 16, reducing to a 7, has to do with the relationship arena of your life, Scorpio, trusting in divine detours. This is, again, connecting with the most deepest inner psychological part of yourself, the 8th house that we mentioned astrologically in the aforementioned. It's trusting in the divine detours, trusting in what the divine is guiding you towards through meditative moments of prayer and or another form of alternative healing, and truly welcoming the guidance to heal that which needs to be healed, to allow you the independence that you are seeking as you wish to move forward. These are beautiful energies, Scorpio. I do hope you can see the beauty of these oracle cards. Very positive, very supportive, very uplifting, and very powerful. Beautiful energies. Forthcoming energies, we have the antelope spirit, the numerical number of 2, which has to do with choices, life moving and speeding up for you, Scorpios. It is in the reverse. It did come up. I wanted to show it to you in the upright so you can see that beautiful antelope. Now, the energy did come up in the reverse for your forthcoming energies, and this is simply to indicate that there have been some delays, or there are some delays in your forthcoming energies, or energies that you're currently still navigating through with respect to the changes you wish to make, Scorpio, that I mentioned. However that's resonating for you, be that with career-oriented endeavors and or familial endeavors and wanting to make changes and breaking away from tradition rather, and wanting to move forward in a form of independence. It's been challenging to do that for various reasons. For each of you Scorpios, it may be different, but I suspect the energies collectively here are associated with, that which is pretty natural in life, which has to do with, finances, employment, and of course, foundational arenas. And there's been some frustration there. So let's take a look at the Cat Tarot to get some clarification for you Scorpios. Again, this is for June 2022. Thank you again for joining me. Let's take a look at claiming your independence here in your most recent energies, Scorpio, which I think a lot of you Scorpions have been working toward, in spite of, perhaps any frustrating moments. You are working toward that. There is a need I'm feeling instinctively right now to express to you, a true need to let go of control, because the more you try to control every facet of how you want the plan to work, it is going to bring up this frustration because you're not allowing the universe to guide you. So that was a very instinctive energy I just felt that I needed to express to you. So the suggestion here is to do your very best to release control. We are not in control of every area of our life, and that's because the more we elevate our consciousness, the more the universe steps in and shows us what is and what isn't any longer meant to be a part of our life. And then therefore we allow the universe to show us through our times of prayer and meditation of how to move forward, so that it can be a smoother forward movement that eliminates this type of frustration. So that was just a very important energy message that I was guided to express to you, Scorpios. So this being said, let's take a look at your most recent past energies of the cat spirit, where you're wanting to claim your independence, Scorpios. For those of you resonating, we have this is the Eight of this is the Eight of Swords. In your most recent past energies, I think a lot of you Scorpions have already come through this, unless you still are, but this is suggesting, the Eight of Swords is suggesting that a lot of you Scorpions, or some of you, maybe not a lot of you, but some of you have certainly felt, trapped and or imprisoned within your own thought process, or perhaps, in a traditional situation, you have felt trapped, not knowing how to free yourself from that. The suggestion here is to, release the anxieties of the mind. Take this time, if you haven't already done so, to really not only speak of connecting with your higher spiritual self, but actually doing it in the forms that I have mentioned, so that you can release yourself from what you're feeling trapped in. Because some of you Scorpios are feeling trapped. And this can play out in many ways. It can be financial, it can be traditional, it can be foundational. They're all connected. The energies are all connected. But the suggestion here is that for those of you that are feeling trapped, or not able to see your way forward, the way to release yourself from this type of energy is to connect in meditative times of prayer, and or another form of alternative healing that uplifts you, so that you can see the blessing in perhaps the delays of being released from what you're feeling trapped in. And that may be very specific just for some of you, but you will be able to move forward out of this. It's just it's been challenging, and that can have to do for a lot of reasons, as I mentioned, financially, foundationally, traditionally, all of the above. Clarifying the Eight of Swords. We have the Ace of Pentacles in the upright. Beautiful. This is a gift from the divine of resources, finances, actually. Releasing yourself, letting go of what you think is needed to be able to receive the new. I'm feeling very strongly for some of you that for some of you Scorpions that have not already made changes in your foundational environment, that you will be doing so, because there is a need to let go of what you have known for quite some time to receive the new. And however that resonates for you Scorpios may be different, but I'm feeling this very strongly, that it is associated with tradition and foundation and resources. Perhaps you're afraid to let go. Some of you Scorpions perhaps have been afraid and have felt trapped, not thinking you can let go of what has been long term because of a loss of resources. That could be another way that this is playing out. Let's keep going to see if we can get any further clarification. This is from your recent past energies. Current energies, you're being guided here to trust the detours. So if there is a fear of releasing the past because you're fearing a loss of resources, you're supposed to, the suggestion here spiritually is to not be afraid and to trust in the divine detours. Perhaps for some of you, there has already been changes. Perhaps, the planet of the universe, Uranus, has come up and, has come in like a wrecking ball and made some changes already for some of you Scorpions, which has left you concerned for resources, but you are to continue to trust in the divine detours. The 16 reduces to a 7. 7 is an action-oriented, forward-moving energy. And it can be battlesome, but it doesn't have to be. That's why the suggestion here is to trust in the divine detours. Clarifying the Coyote spirit. We have, the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is battle. Here's a 7 and here's a 7. So some of you Scorpions perhaps have been going through some sort of a battle with respect to resources. The 8th house has to do with the debts and taxes as well. Perhaps there has been, a delay in a refund, or perhaps there has been, for some of you that are business owners, perhaps you've had to pay out more than you were wanting to, and that has left you, feeling trapped and concerned with your resources. I'm feeling for a lot of you that whatever the scenario, it does have to do with resources, a concern of releasing something that has been traditional, and or if you have done that, or if there has been a change in a foundational arena, concerned of your financial well-being. And the advice and the continued guidance here is to trust in those divine detours. This is spiritually the message here, to not go into battle. And for those of you that are engaged in battle, there needs to be a healing. There needs to be a time out. Clarifying the Seven of Swords. We have the Tower, here in the upright. So for some of you Scorpions, there's been something that if it hasn't already come crashing down, it's about to. Whatever that means for each of you, it will be different, because you're all different, natal birth charted Scorpios, born at different times and different years and different places. But the suggestion here energetically here is that if there hasn't been a shattering of some sort within, an employment scenario and or a foundational arena, the concern is that there will be, and how that will affect you financially. That is what I'm feeling very strongly here. And for some of you, feeling that there's a need to go into battle, and feeling the frustration of that, and or, feeling trapped in that type of an energy, as would be indicated by the 8 of Swords. The suggestion here is, with this predominant energy of the Coyote spirit, is to trust in the divine detours. So that whatever this battle is, or this shattering is, to let it go. To let it go, because that which has your name stamped on it cannot be taken from you, Scorpio, personally or professionally, whether this is in an employment situation, a career, a scenario, or, a foundational scenario of some sort where tradition is being shattered somehow here. The energy is suggesting and reminding you to trust in the divine detours, to let go of that which isn't working, so that you can claim your independence. As these are very profound and predominant energies. There's, no need to go into battle. When we go into battle, it's because of fear. Fear is ego related, it's control related, which, we all like to have, a certain amount of control, some more than others. Scorpios are known to want to be in control of everything, but that's just not realistic. And, the reminder here is to allow the universe to guide you, trusting in the divine detours, as the Coyote spirit is confirming. To not go into battle, even though some of you may be engaged in battle or think you need to be engaged in battle. It's just going to create more of unrest within the foundation, whether this is within the home or whether this is within an employment scenario. Moving on, where, this energy is the frustration that we've just been speaking of. There is a need to not take that frustration moving forward. Clarifying that. We have the Four of Swords. Yeah, the Four of Swords here is in the reverse. If it were in the upright, it would be, confirming that you are, some of you Scorpions are taking time out to rest and reflect. But some of you Scorpions may not be doing that. And if you are, it's been challenging to become still. Hence the frustrations of things not moving forward fast enough in a manner of which you can claim this independence that you wish to claim. And again, the number 13 reducing to a 4 for some of you Scorpions, this could be very much foundationally related because it is the predominant energy for the oracle spread at this time. So this energy is reminding you Scorpions that are feeling frustrated to take some time out, take a step back, and be meditative, go into prayer, allow the universe to guide you. Allow the universe to guide you and to trust in the divine detours. And whatever battle is going on either within your most inner self, which is that 8th house we spoke of astrologically, that it does not affect your 3D arena, which is your familial foundation, your home, your family. This can be avoided if you trust in the divine detours, which I'm not saying is easy to do, but the energy is very predominant here in its suggestion that there is a need to do so. Clarifying the Four of Swords. We have the Three of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, there's been a heartbreak here. There's some sort of a hurt, either that you Scorpions, are experiencing and or someone around you is experiencing that could be associated with you. There is a deep wounding here. I'm feeling it very, very strongly. However that resonates for each of you Scorpions might be different. And it could have to do very much with feeling the need to go into battle for something that you're afraid of you will lose, which probably is associated with finances. But the suggestion here is to let go, Scorpio. Trusting in the divine detours and let go. So that the positive energies of Mars can be utilized and not the lower energies of Mars, which is war, hence the Tower, feeling the need to go into battle. You don't have to go into battle to embrace who you are and what you want. That's the key message here. And for a lot of, you Scorpions, or some of you Scorpions, maybe not a lot, are feeling heartbroken because you're feeling frustrated and there is an energy of dismay. I'm going to pull one card from the Enchanted Map Oracle to close out this forecast. You can claim your independence, Scorpio. But if I may suggest one more time, the way to do that is through the higher octaves of prayer and meditation, being compassionate with yourself and with others. Very, very important. Let go of the control so that you don't feel so trapped within yourself and fearing that there's going to be some sort of a loss, because what the universe has for you, no one can take from you, which is the need to trust in the divine detours so that you can remove yourself from the unhealthier energies of feeling the need to go into battle, so that you can remain in control, because all that's going to do is frustrate you, delay what you're desiring, and leave you absolutely heartbroken. That's how I'm seeing this energy instinctively playing out. This may not resonate for all of you. This may be very just specific for a few of you, but that is the energy that I am intuiting at this time. So closing out this forecast for Scorpio for June 2022. There's just a really pronounced energy here, Scorpio, to let go of the past. Let it go. Whatever that means to you, but to let it go in love, not in war. To release in love, not in war. Because what the universe has for you, the Ace of Pentacles is the most abundant financial resource energy in the tarot. And that's the energy that is here for you to claim. And the way to claim that is through love, not through war. To do anything less than that brings in the war, the tower, the shattering, the disruption, the unrest, the anxieties, which leaves you, for those of you resonating, and again, this may be very specific for just a few of you, it leaves you in unrest, frustration, and heartbreak. And it's unnecessary. It's totally unnecessary when you just trust in the divine detours and stay connected with God, spiritual counsel, whichever name you wish to label it. So again, let me just shuffle the Enchanted Math Oracle deck. One card from the Enchanted Math Oracle deck for Scorpio, please, for June 2022. One card. And that card is the Golden Palace. Scorpio, you had this in May. The numerical number of 23 reducing to a 5. Once again, the numerical number of change. And that the Golden Palace is here for you to receive through trusting the divine detours. Key word, divine, God, spiritual counsel, spiritual guidance, universal guidance. The way to receive the Golden Palace of abundance, blessings in all its forms, Scorpio, is to let go. To not fight, to not go into war. That's just going to leave you depleted and frustrated and heartbroken. Claim, goodness, claim your independence, Scorpio, by trusting in the divine, trusting in the guidance, and you will, if you haven't already, engage with the Golden Palace, because the Golden Palace can only come from the universe. It can't come from somebody, not even yourself, not unless you connect through the divine guidance of the universe and truly allow that to permeate you so that you follow the universe and the universal guidance. And the only way, if I may kindly suggest, to do that is to let go of the control, because the control is what's hindering you and is going to create war where there doesn't have to be any war or fear of what you feel you would lose. And in this case, it is associated with money, finances. Release the control, Scorpio. Release in love. Heal. And continue through your alternative forms of healing. Prayer, meditation, yoga, whatever it is. To claim your independence through the divine. Trusting in the divine's detours. To receive the golden treasures that the universe not only has for you, but wishes to, just rain down upon you. I do hope that this forecast resonates and that it is of help and guidance. Take extra special care, Scorpio. Trust in the divine guidance, the divine detours, to claim your independence, Scorpio. Let go of the fear, let go of the control, and trust. The universe is asking much of you at this time, but the reward is absolutely beautiful. The energies here are very, very strong, Scorpio. So stay focused on the universal energies and release in love and move forward in love for everyone's highest and best good. Until I see you again, Scorpio, take extra special care and let go, Scorpio, because once you do that, once you truly let go and truly allow God to guide you through prayer and meditation, you will claim that independence that you desire, and all that you require to move forward in a peaceful and bountiful, blessed fashion is here for you, right here in the Golden Palace. Thank you so much for joining me, Scorpio. I will see you soon, and until I do, take extra special care. Until then, good night for now.